Hey, beautiful ones. Thanks for tuning in again. There's a lot of shifting happening really rapidly, and I keep on hearing a lot of stories about uncomfortable experiences, particularly in the last week or so, and how that's affecting us very personally, but also there's a pattern in how we're all experiencing things in our own way together. Right, what I wanted to crack open, and please know that as I open this up, I'm opening it up for myself as well and feeling through it. When I really look at uncertainty, when I really hone in on it and hold what that energy means for me, it's beginning to open up some realization and some wisdom around how much I have needed to be linked into an outcome to actually invest my time and energy in this moment. And I now see how much that has driven me and motivated me now and in the past. And I also feel intuitively that that's not how I can be running anymore. Needing validation, needing an outcome, needing a goal, needing to know where I'm going, needing to have at least a direction that feels like it aligns with something, agrees with something, that feels like it's okay, is almost like there's no traction on that anymore for me. So I'm asking myself, what will it actually take for me to invest my time and energy in the things that I love, in the circumstances that I have, without it needing to be about where I'm going, right? And if we look at this individually, there's a few things that have played out in my life where I think if I could just know why, if I could just know that I had a little bit of security in why I'm investing so much time and energy in this thing, then I could invest more. And the interesting part about that is I might be pushing beyond my capacity when I find the why, right? So if I know I'm investing time and energy in something that fuels me, in something that validates me, in something that makes me feel good, is that outcome actually drawing more resources out of me that's beyond my capacity? That's what I'm wondering. And is that actually happening on a broader scale by us needing to know what world we're investing in before we actually go into it? It's like, what will it take for us just to be here, to just be in this experience, connected to all things, exploring the human consciousness, exploring who we are without us needing to know where we're going and why and what the purpose is, right? I hear a lot of people asking about purpose recently, and I think it's a great question. But in the reality that I'm choosing in this moment, I don't know if I'm ever going to answer that question. What is my purpose here? I can go towards things that feel purposeful, but me dictating and looking for, strategizing and figuring out what feels purposeful feels like my ego wanting safety around what's appropriate or what's safe. I'm asking myself, what would actually take me to just be in the moment, to feel out where I'm going all the time, to intuitively flow between things without needing all of this certainty, without needing all of this structure. The biggest structural element for me is time. When I ask, okay, well, I'll invest all this time and energy in this thing if I know that in 6 months' time I'm going to get the results. And my team keep on saying, we can't tell you that. And I think, well, why am I investing my time and energy? And there's a part of my ego that tantrums, which is interesting for me, right? So that part of me that is throwing a tantrum is the part of me that says, oh, well, what's the point? If I don't know what I'm doing, then what's the point? This feels to me like there's a lot of death of the ego, but Not just that, there's a lot of, the veils seem to be thinning. It seems to be dissolving a big part of who we are, a big part of our structure here, right? And what I talked about in my previous videos was, if this is a frequency shift in our favor, which we must honor that there is death and destruction and chaos and pain every time that there's a shift. What will it take for us to match that new frequency shift? Where are we getting to? For me, it feels like the ease and grace we've been asking for, but we've still been asking for ease and grace, wanting to know why, wanting to know where we're going. And that might be the biggest limiting belief structure that we're getting right now, that we're going through, is we keep on looking forward for the time when things are going to change, when the time when things are going to get easier, when things are going to go back to normal, when I'm finally going to get that thing, when I've been working towards that thing and then I'm going to get it. And those big why questions are cracking up too. What will it actually take for me to be trusting in this moment that I'm always going to be provided for, that I'm always going to be okay, that I'm always going to be as loving and as abundant as I possibly can, not governed by an outcome. Maybe that is the ultimate tool towards sovereignty, right? Because if sovereignty is, I have ownership and authority over every part of my life, then I might need to have ownership and authority over that I don't need to know what I'm doing all the time, that I don't know the outcome. Yeah? And the biggest part's about intuition development, about shamanic training, about any kind of healing modality is, you're not guaranteed where you're going. Ask any healer or anyone in alternative medicine or anyone working as a medium or a channeler or a reader. We don't embark on this journey because of money or security or knowing that we're going to be good at it. It's a complete abandonment of all that. And we just have to wait until the time is right for us to match our frequency with our community. And if that doesn't happen, we have to try something else. It's like when the money flows, we have abundance around that our message matches the frequency of the community. And when it doesn't, it's time for us to creatively feel into and think into why, right? Your team and your guides are always facilitating that growth. And who knows what kind of growth we're being facilitated right now. But it feels like uncertainty is my biggest teacher. And I can see it playing out in every part of my life. I'm uncertain about what I think was going to work out for me. I'm uncertain about where this path is going to take me. And every time I link into needing to know or wanting to look into it, I'm then taking away from just letting it expand and grow who I am on many levels. So I did want to share that with you guys today. I hope you're all doing well. There is a lot of changes in the air, and I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. So to feel into that creatively, I think it really means meditating and sitting in silence with no agenda and no thought of outcome, and just really feeling that uncertainty and what it cracks open for you. There's definitely fear that cracks open for me. Fear about, oh, well, I don't know what's going to happen, so I don't know if I've got control over any of it. Well, that's the point. Yeah? So see how you go. Feel into that. We do have our mini class happening next week, which will be opening up the levels of awareness, right? It's going to stitch into this so well. Between now and then, if this message finds you, know that if there's any uncertainty in your life, lean in. Yeah, it's there for a reason. We're all finding it knocking on our door. So just be still and silent enough to feel into it. Ask it, what do you want? What can I learn from you? What is it you need me to see? What does uncertainty bring up for you? And then as it comes up, just love it. Yeah? I love the parts of me that are uncertain because they're the vulnerable parts. They're the controlling parts. They're the parts that are looking for an upgrade. So I just have to let that happen and soften into it. And every time I do, I get more epiphanies, more realizations, more relaxation. And with that comes the shifts in my external reality. So tune into that. Every time you let go of something, just notice what happens around you. Listen to people, watch them behave, watch nature very closely. Look what happens in your reality, both online and offline. Just see what happens. If you notice that there's a abundance, an upgrade, things shifting, things feeling better, people looking happier, whatever it is for you, okay, we're on the right track. And just notice, yeah? And we will develop and upgrade your levels of awareness next week for sure. All right, beautiful beings. Love you heaps. Thanks so much.